Gone are the days of adding one support piece at a time to buff a tower. Instead, what we have here today is the ultimate god boost. So where now with just a simple drag and click of a button, you can give every single applicable buff to that tower, leading to, needless to say, some of the craziest shit you'll ever see. So thank you to Doom Bubbles for this mod. It's the buffs and shop mod that I made a video once on already, basically where you can, instead of having to buy said tower to give a buff, buy each individual buff for that tower for a reduced price. And it recently got updated to include not only all of these individual buffs you see here, but again, the god boost to where you can just skip all of the effort and have the game apply every buff to you. Now, I'm just going to be trying various towers of my liking for this year, so there's not going to be any real rhyme or rhythm. Just going to be as I please. So I guess we'll start with the attack as you saw at the very beginning. Now, there is one bit of a downside that this god boost does also include a Jerry Fire. I mean, to be fair, I guess the definition of a boost that is applicable to a tower does like mean Jerry should be included, even though that might go against the spirit sometimes, and that might skew things, especially for very low tier towers, because the Jerry Fire itself will be stronger than the tower. We'll skip straight to the juicy bits now, but as you see, these perma buffs also include every single one that works on heroes too. So we got ourselves a permanent Gwen ability, permanent Etienne for range, permanent +3 with Pat, and permanent Pierce with Striker. Oh, and of course, don't forget Azili as the 5th hero. Now, actually, forget what I said about Jerry Fire, because apparently the Jerry Fire that was given to the God Boost, or given from the God Boost, is gone. So it's kind of funny to think about. I thought it was going to be permanent, but it's funny because actually the icon is still there, but I guess it lasted X amount of rounds. But again, this is what I wanted ultimately, and it seems like, wow, that was quick. Round 111 is where the 000 attack dies, so that answers it. Next thing I feel like testing, I don't know. But a Sticky Bomb, I told you, it was going to be no rhyme and rhythm. Now, what I'm curious is that this should and does include 20 Shinobi stacks, so that's good. And also, I guess the start is always going to be inaccurate because of the Jerry Fire, but I don't think Jerry Fire is the reason, guys, for this completely annihilating 111. The reason why I thought Sticky Bomb would be funny is because of all of the stickies it would shoot out. Given the density of all these rounds here, that is a lot. Well, I don't even think the stickies are detonating because the balloons are dying so fast. So I think it might just be the sheer power of the shurikens, flash bombs, and cal drops and Jerry Fire combined. Again, I guess we just have to kind of go back 10 rounds to where we think the real action is going to be, so that we get the Jerry Fire to expire first before seeing it. But the ninja also adds a 6th hero Oben for a little bit more Pierce and stuff. Christ, those bads are popping immensely. Yeah, I'm telling you, it doesn't actually have anything to do with Sticky Bomb. Sticky only does 500 damage, but I thought it would have been funny if they were like 100 balloons on screen to have 100 balloons sticky at once, because it would affect the attack speed, the rate of which it throws, just not how fast it detonates. Huzzah, the 10 round mark has come, and now we can finally see what non-Jerry Fire looks like, and it's obviously worse, but it's not as bad as you might think. Those who are familiar with my channel for years probably already know already, but just to let you know, I have and am still kind of doing a large, long-lasting max buff series. I literally have a playlist where I max buff each tower starting like 4 years ago. And so at this point, I've kind of done almost every single tower and upgrade at this point, but what makes this one different is, again, the fact that those previous tests, I think, were tested almost all the time under just one hero. And as such, you don't see as crazy as results as this. Although, yes, is it really the case that just adding 5 hero buffs changed that much? And kinda really, because remember, Pat Fusty is +3 damage, and I think the Gwendolyn heated up is +1, so that's +4 right there. Very few buffs given in this game actually grants a damage increase, aside from the True Sun God and the Alpha buff, so I guess the more damage you stack on is better in combination with the hell amount of attack speed that all the 5 billion like attack speed buffs that you get from other buffs, you know what I mean? And again, plus these hero ones are permanent. No, even if you did have Pat Fusty or 5 heroes, you'd only have like a quarter uptime. Anyway, this is what I mean with the Sticky Bomb and what I want to see. Once rounds start getting harder, it just looks funny AF to see that many Sticky Bombs across that many mobs at once. And it'll only keep getting crazier as this thing reaches closer to its limit. Like hell, just look at 160. Every single ZMG has a Sticky on it. I think we're just lacking enough attack speed to get everything as they come in. But yeah, they're all getting tagged basically, and I guess today I learned that Sticky Bombs can miss, because some of them are just flying off screen. Or maybe it's that it's shooting so fast that it can't register that the balloon that it's about to be sticky, because there's a travel time, isn't sticky yet, so it throws like 5 of them in the time it takes for one to reach. And so the other 4 go flying away. Again, just my assumption. Bads are still many loops away from dying. Oh, 171 is the end. I swear the rounds before that didn't look close, but I guess I was just blind or something. But I guess that means it's time to, I guess, real quick upgrade to Master Bomber and see what changes. Oh, right, the utility. But how much faster does it actually take down BADs? Because, oh, okay, really fast. I was thinking that since the Sticky Bomb, like, can only apply 1 at a time, that it wouldn't really make that much of a difference. But okay, the reason Master Bomber is so OP is because of the following changes to it. So there's an extra stun damage multiplier from 4 to 19 when a balloon has a sticky on them. So plus 15 damage, no wonder why this is doing that much. And just in general, more damage, notably to the Flash Bomb. Funnily enough, despite making all of those episodes on max buff towers in the past, I don't think I ever individually tested this guy. Probably because back in the day, I think it was much harder to like simulate, say, 20 Shinobi stacks or some other buff that I don't quite remember. Okay, this thing is easily capable of reaching 200, so bring it on here. Slow it down, and it's a boot. Like 20,000 DPS. I haven't actually tested towers either on this newish map too. But I guess for the Master Bomber it's worse because it already has global range, and technically this is not the longest map possible. That's 1. Can we do 2 though? I have it on strong, so all the shurikens are targeting it. Oh, whoa. Sorry. Wrong target. It's gotta be in first, so that those ZMGs don't get through. Let's see if we can clutch it. Oh, those mobs are awfully close. We lost some couple lives, but somehow we break through. Wow, that was like the last possible second I could have done it. Okay, now we're dead for real. Huh, what's weird is that the fortified is same HP as the normal HP bad, but okay, I digress. Still, 203 is pretty good. I feel like the laser cannon would be a funny one to test, so let's try it, and let's change the map to resort so it's better, obviously. Although not exactly better at seeing the full tower menu. Anyway, I just let the first 10 rounds pass so I can get rid of the Jerry Fire, so you can truly see how insane this laser cannon is in action. Essentially like a mini Ray of Doom. In fact, might even be faster of a kill. Let's see. Does your Ray of Doom take down ZMGs this fast? I don't think so. Let's see if it takes down 98 faster than the Ray of Doom. Yeah, I also think so. 99? Indeed. How about around a hundo? How's the DPS looking? About 2,000-3,000. Actually, that might be worse than Ray of Doom. Especially after all those buffs Ray of Doom has gotten lately. But still, the only thing the laser cannon doesn't have going for it is its lack of infinite pierce. But I think it has enough pierce to work with most late game rounds, I feel like. Oh, and also, the Ray of Doom is heavily carried by its first target damage. Otherwise, its overall damage behind targets is really, really, really bad. So when I was saying how Ray of Doom might have been faster on the bad, yes, but like Blaziken is faster if there's multiple bads on screen, so it might legitimately be better than it. And I think it will be, given we can break down this this bad here. Come on. 20% HP left. I just need to get those DDTs, but I don't have utility. Oh, come on, that's so close, actually. Unlucky. Well, that sucked. Here's what doesn't suck, though. I didn't show you how 137 looks like. That and the fact that the laser cannon actually does get pierce cap to this round. Believe it or not. I want to show you a peak of DPS and what peak DPS laser cannon looks like. And we're talking about almost 100,000. From one of the least used towers in the game, mind you. Nobody in their right mind would ever dare think about God boosting this tower, but I think with how many damage buffs the Super Brittle has gotten, I think it'd be funny to see. Again, first 10 rounds, ignore it. But this legitimately might be the greatest shredding monkey of all time. Actually, now that I think about it, I might need the, at least a God boosted Jerry Fire, just because I need something to break down Lear first. Otherwise, I think the Super Brittle only has its, technically, surface level attack. Basically, it'd be hard to create a chain if it was, say, just a ZMG or just a bad round, but I guess we have to put it to test first. So take a look. Silent damage, incredibly funny looking with how much attack speed it has, and you can see the moment like one ZMG drops, the amount of ice shards that spews out just causes shrapnel and collateral to the rest and pushes the rest back. So I don't know what to say, really. But silent damage is just hilarious. What the hell? It feels like there's just some invisible force that the balloons suddenly run into, where they become slow, and slowly become damaged until one pops and then, yeah, I don't know, the rest just explode. Like, you just pretend this Super Brittle isn't here, and look for yourself. Like, I'm confused why there are so few ice shards spawning out. Okay, DETs might be even more hilarious. There you can actually see the chain reaction. And yeah, I think we might be cooked here, but hey, you never know. That's already 20% damage, somehow. Oh my god, my Super Brittle is just racking up that attack speed. I think in hindsight, I should probably put it a little bit to... Well, I can always Chinook it, I'm an idiot. I won't lose all the buffs. But yeah, I should Chinook it to be a wee bit lower, because there's some wasted area there. So a bit down here, and we good. Okay, bring on more funny business with 128. See the chain reaction? You see very little, I guess, ice shards, because it only happens when there are cerams. If a Moab, like, shards other Moabs, I don't think there's a... Yeah, there's no animation or shards coming out for that. So a wee bit disappointing. And you know how laser can struggle to 137? Well, this one is going to, I think, just be instantaneous damage. Wait for it. Wait for it. Okay, I was expecting even worse lag, but maybe after these ZMGs pop here, they're all gonna pop at the same time, I swear to god. Wait for the first mob to drop. And there it is. Unfortunately, the funny business will end now. I don't think this has enough F-bad damage in the tank, does it? Nah. But this is yet another tower that I never tried max boosting in my original series because, well, it wasn't as good as it was before, like even vanilla-wise, and with other max buffs, even Golden Village, you would not get anywhere close to this. Let me tell ya. And how about that primary expertise? I think this should be an overall fun one. I mean, since when do you ever see Ballista shoot it out that fast coming out from it? This is one of the slowest attacking towers in the game, mind you. I think this map might be better just because it will always shoot this way every time, and it can kind of ricochet around if balloons eventually turn the corner. But until then, just watch the damage unleash. I legitimately thought it might have been better, or should have been better. Okay, here we go, 119. Let's see if we can link up all three bats at once. And also, Reason why this is also not as OP as other towers you might see is because its base damage is 200, so the benefit of multiple heroes is kind of not really there. With Patfuss, you're getting 205 damage to 208. Yeah, amazing. Overall, you just are getting mostly the 7x attack speed buff from all your towers combined, so not gonna get as high as a round, I feel like. Probably dies to 140. But until then, you can see it whack down some pretty insane rounds, like, I don't know, 128 with all his DTs flying everywhere. Makes some really funky patterns. Alright, game over here for sure, right? There's no shot 2,000 DPS is gonna cut it. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm also noticing that each shot goes up by almost 300, which reminds me that I keep forgetting about old, or sometimes I keep thinking about old stats of towers. This extra piece for the longest time always did plus 200 damage, but it's 270 as of like, I don't know, a year. But I remember it of the numbers 4 years ago. Anyway, yeah, told you it wasn't gonna be enough. Because it's only half as good as other towers for max buffs. Let's finish it off with a bang here. Shell Shock. Bring it on. I also try to pick as far of a spot as possible for Radiant Fire. Wouldn't be affected as much, because sometimes I actually kind of don't want to wait 10 rounds. But yeah, I want to turn this thing into the big one, and then the biggest one. Something that won't end up being outrageous, because a single target overall isn't good. But it does benefit from attack speed and damage pretty decently. At least it's not a 200 damage base like the Ballista, alright? It's like 30. Still, if I target this high enough to where the Fire doesn't shoot, you can see just how potent it is. Pretty much deletes all BFBs before it reaches. It's just the DTs that are an issue. Okay, this thing actually ended up dying to 110 even with the Fire, so I just have to do a big one for more projectile radius or blast radius, because that was just too small, man. Here, it kind of looks like just, yeah, the site of the actual biggest nuclear testing site in the world or something like that. Radioactivity intensifies, eh? This is what it legitimately looks like on fast forward. The single target DPS actually seems to be on par with the primary expertise. So that at least we know we can't beat round 140 like this. Given how we're doing against DDTs, I actually think we might die to those too. The reason why I'm still turning it around is because technically the middle part is supposed to do a little bit more damage. Like, because there's a Shell Shock attack and then another blast radius, but with all the plus damage that we have, I don't think it's a big deal to just leave it like this, especially since there's no mob stun. This is actually quite fascinating, like how different the big one looks on different attack, like game speeds. Normal game speed, it kind of looks like an ISO, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to hurt your eyes too much, so fast forward a little bit. I just realized this kind of hurts a bit too, but 10x? Goodbye to the other part, or the other visual. 25x? Looks like that. That's kind of crazy. Okay, but now to 140. Biggest one time, F it. Time to create an even bigger bomb. Fast forward it. Oh god, I don't think, biggest one doesn't shoot faster than big one, right? Yeah. It's attack speed that's most important and amount of projectiles. If the tower has the same 1x attack speed, same amount of projectile, and only has more damage, that's a bad recipe for long-term success. Looks like we are gonna pop it though, cool. Since stun does matter, it's moved over here. And wow, we just barely grazed by. Well, we'll enjoy our time until the next equivalent bad HP comes to kill us. But again, 10x speed, 5x, and then 25. Which is your favorite to look at? I don't know about you, but the invisible 25, which is like small grains of shrapnel shooting up, is quite fascinating. Intensely shaking giant nuclear bomb. Like, it's kind of like a pepper shaker. Am I wrong to say? Just sprinkling bits of radioactive material on the balloons are somehow disappearing them without a trace. Okay, I like this too though. Now what I didn't show you is that this mod has custom fast forward speed, so you can maybe change the visual at different attack speeds. Wow. So now we've got this at 12x. This is new. We can try to change the reticle. So perfectly encapsulates the circle here. Sorry, I'm just having too much fun. This has gone from max buff test to how funny do the visuals look test, which I guess is part of what max buffs are in the first place. 13x moves the bomb down. It also kills me. My bad. Now down to 9x. 14x. Concentrates it even more. Alright, let's just target it down here to stay safe. Nice. We're running out of rounds, though, to have fun with this big one, sadly. But I think you kind of get the point. While not the most damaging, definitely one of the more fun ones. And maybe I should have tried this with other visually stunning things. I don't know. Let me know. Give me suggestions for what things to God boost, because this is so much different than just normal max boosting. I'm also not dead here, so why am I doing an outro? Time to awkwardly sit around for 20 more seconds. Okay, we're dead for real here. Yep, we didn't even pop the bad. GG. Again, suggestions for more, that's it. That's if you enjoy this max buff, that is. Which I hope was interesting, because at least I found that to be the case.